Good morning and happy Daytona 500 day, and by the way, happy Valentine's Day. By the time you guys watch this, it won't be either of those things, but you can watch our experience of it here. We are parked in parking lot 3, which is the free parking lot, and it's about 10:30. Race time's 2:30, and the parking lot is really empty right now. They normally seat about over 100,000 people, and this year they're having about 30,000, so they can have social distancing. But we are able to be in attendance and going to be able to watch the Great American Race today. Weather forecast for today is not good for running the race. So it's just a really light sprinkle right now. And we're, like I said, 4 or 5 hours from race time. And but it is supposed to be pouring rain most of the day, so we'll see if we get any laps in today. I seriously doubt it'll run all today. We'd have to have a real blessing when it comes to weather to be able to get the whole race in today, but either way it'll be fun. The free parking lot this year is just right across from the track and right behind the Bass Pro Shop. It's a really nice Bass Pro Shop, actually. We went in there last year. I don't think we're probably going to go in there today. Are we going in there? That's where we got these sunshades. I like this little Bass Pro Shop guy waving you to go into Bass Pro Shops. And Bass Pro Shops actually has several little kiosks out there. They have a place where you can check out their guns, you can practice archery here, you can fish there. Little what, bouncy, oh, golf here. Just try to get it up there. You can practice your football throws, baseball throws. Check this out, you can even practice your paddling. That is so cool. I'm not sure whether we'd get more wet from falling in that or the rain we're going to have today. Wow, what a difference in energy level this year, huh? So the energy level out here was crazy last year. This year is very toned down. It feels more like the second day of Daytona 500 last year. Okay, amateur mistake number 1. We forgot our earplugs. So we're going to have to hope they have some for sale. Not that it's going to be super loud on row 1, seat 1 and 2. So we're sitting in different seats than we did last year. Last year we had right by the start finish line, and that's what we reserved again this year, but they moved people around so they could get the social distancing in. So you guys may remember from our video from last year, if you haven't seen that, check it out. But this is the Toyota gate, and it was just packed with stuff to do last year and really interesting stuff. That's where we spent our pre-race time last year. Very toned down this year, very few booths, but we'll go down and see what is there. We have a half hour maybe before the gates officially open. That night running is cool. Faster than White Lightning right there.
I would like that top one,
number 38. Okay, so first purchases, t-shirt and some earplugs, much needed earplugs, and a program. Great North is giving away some goodies here, so we'll see what they got. Okay, we got some goodies. I don't know anything about that TV show, but they're handing out sanitizer. That's perfect for this. That's perfect for this time, huh? And a drink cozy, and a gator, and some chapstick. So this is the Toyota booth. This is a cool shirt. That is pretty cool, Elaine. They're gonna make it? I don't think it's gonna make it. Not gonna make it, is it? Oh, very close. They extend the start-finish line out here across the concourse. So that's where our seats were, right up there last time. In fact, our last video, we were standing up there watching the rain in one of the breaks, and one of the heavy rain breaks. So far today, the rain's holding off and the sun's trying to peek through, so who knows? Maybe the weather report will be wrong and we'll get some laps in today, or maybe get the whole race in. Who are you rooting for this year?
Probably number 9, number 48.
Number 9 or 48?
Yeah, although he still wants Brian Newman to win.
Yeah.
Last year.
Newman had that race last year. He absolutely had that until that horrific wreck. But it was, I'm going to be rooting for Newman this year. Elaine's been a Hendrick Motorsports fan for a long time. Gordon and then Johnson. Guys are the next generation of Hendricks. Young guys, baby faces. Either that or I'm getting old.
They are baby faces.
Out here around the Chevy gate, you've got the pit stop official gear, like where we got our program and a t-shirt earlier. Across from that, you have a display of Chevy cars. It is so very toned down this year, which you would expect. And they've got a food cart here, food truck, and armed forces booths over there. Thank you to those of you who've served in our armed forces. Thank you for protecting our freedoms. Okay, so that's the end of the stuff outside of the track here. So we're gonna go ahead and go through security, go check out where our seats are. So we'll go through a temperature check first, and then we'll go through security. Okay, so Secret Service did security last year. It was much more intense than this. This was a super breeze to get through security. They have it set up really well. What do you got here?
I've got gift bags for the kids when they come through the gate.
Well, that's cool. That's so cool.
That is awesome.
Look at that. The kids get a coloring book and a little car and earplugs.
Adults don't get one.
Yes, they do. Let them have. They love diapers. Yeah, they're doing the flyover.
They are.
Yes.
Can you have one?
Yes.
Okay.
And
You want
then
just
got
one, Elaine?
Plenty of hand sanitizer.
Oh, good deal. And then free hand sanitizer here.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Okay.
Here we are at the Chevy gate. I drive a Chevy. I drive a Chevy truck. An old 2005 Chevy truck, bare bones as you can get.
Including no shocks.
I've needed shock work on my truck for a long time. It feels every bump, but it's a work truck. Second year in, and it's still super exciting to be going up the escalator, going into this very historic racetrack. It's incredible. So how do they get the cars up here? They didn't drive them. Crane, I assume, huh? Good morning. How are you today?
How are you?
Very good now that we're here.
There you go.
Especially if the rain will hold off. Okay, so here we are up here, and we'll look for our section in a second. What section are we? We're 60, so we're actually going to be right here, right in front of the entry to the Chevy gate. So they've got more of the official gear here, some cars on display. It looks like a pretzel booth and a lemonade booth. That's good news. It's good news. Also good news, we're right by the bathrooms. Although they have plenty of bathrooms here. So if you guys are NASCAR regulars, let me know where your favorite seats are. This year we're going to be right kind of towards the end of the pit, where the pits exit. And last year we were at the start-finish line. So it's So I'm pretty excited for both of those spots. Okay, so let's get that first view of the track for this year and see where our seats are. Okay, so here's our seats. Seats 1 and 2. All the way down on row 1. So the track is just right there. There's the pit exit. Let's see. Got a big screen right there in front of us. So we had reserved the seats, same seats we had last year, right at the start finish line, but they had to move people because of social distancing for COVID. And I'm perfectly happy with these. So that's Bowman's pit right there. Elaine's going to be rooting for him as one of the people that she's hoping to win. Elaine watches a lot more NASCAR than I do, but I absolutely loved the Daytona 500 last year. That was incredible. Yeah. So all those vehicles down there are track dryers. And by all accounts, we're going to need those a whole bunch today to try to get some laps in. The view from these seats is not going to be nearly as good, I don't think, as the view we had last year. That start finish line, especially the way that the wreck ended up happening and the photo finish. But it is going to give us a good view of some of the inner workings kind of the pits here and watch some of what they're doing. And again, we didn't really have a choice this year of where we saw. They just moved people as they saw best. Just when we thought we might be able to get these tracks dry and get ready for a on-time drop of the green flag, start sprinkling. If it can just stay at a sprinkle for just a few minutes, we might be able to continue going here. But right now, doesn't look like it's going to let up right away, but we'll see. Track dryers are still out. It's not sprinkling enough that has chased me out of my seat yet. Look at these guys are being meticulous, making sure that the greens of that bright, brilliant green color picking up anything that's not. So there's trash or leaves or anything, they're going through and picking up, making sure that it looks just perfect. And then it won't be long before you're gonna have crashes going across it and tearing it up, victory celebration. But it looking good now, other than there's a bunch of puddles in there.
So next year, the Daytona 500 is February 20.
Oh, that's a week later. So February 20 for next year's Daytona 500. We will probably try to get tickets for that. You guys can look for that video when that comes around. You'll see, by the way, with us with masks on and off during this video, it kind of depends. If there's people around us, we'll put the mask on. And if there's not, you're allowed to have them off to eat, drink, and that sort of thing in your seats as long as there's not people around. Probably when the race starts, it'll be more solid people, so we'll probably have them on more. But our next NASCAR trip is to Tennessee.
Hopefully.
It's hopefully, as long as they're going to allow fans there. And that's, when is that?
We have to also be chosen.
Oh yeah, we have to be chosen. Just like we were for this one, where there was 100,000 probably tickets sold and they dropped it down to 30. So that's the last Sunday of March, and that's on a dirt track, theoretically, which if this was a dirt track, it would be a mud track because it's been raining hard last night. But that'll be up there in Tennessee, and we'll hopefully see you guys there. We are keeping our fingers crossed that we get chosen for that.
Going Bristol.
Almost 1 o'clock now, and this place is really starting to get hopping. There's a lot more people in here now. Got hot dogs and burgers and french fries, nachos, Papa John's pizza. That's what we had to eat last year. So we've had sun out for about a half hour now, maybe 45 minutes. The track looks pretty dry. They haven't had the track dryers out for a while. And we're about 20 minutes away from the concert and getting the festivities started here. And we got a Papa John's pizza, not the best pizza in the world, but it's here and not too bad, $9 for the pizza. concert this year is Luke Combs. He's right down there. Can't really see with the GoPro down there, but that would be right about the start-finish line, and we're just at the end of the pits here. We have Newman's pit right there. I'll be rooting for him today, just after seeing last year's wreck. Love to see him come back and win this thing. So Luke Combs' first concert since last year Valentine's Day.
Please welcome NASCAR's most popular driver and the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion, hit number 9, Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet from Dawsonville, Georgia. It's Chase Elway.
Roush Benton Racing from South Bend, Indiana. Please welcome the 2020 champion,
He'll start 6 minutes early here to the Mid-American race from Mobile, Alabama. Welcome, Bubba Wallace.
Woo! Newman!
Pick up the driver, number 24, next on front, Chevrolet from Charlotte, North Carolina, William Byron.
He's the only driver in the Daytona 500 history books to start on the front row in 4 consecutive attempts, earning the pole position for the 63rd running of the Great American Race. Please welcome driver of the number 48 Ally Chevrolet from Tucson, Arizona, Alex Bowman.
Come on, Axe.
Okay, so driver introduction's done, and the Thunderbirds have taken off. They're so loud taking off. The airport's just right on the other side of the track there, the back stretch. They'll be going over pretty soon in their formations, and the energy is just picking up here. A lot less crowds, as you can tell. 30,000 instead of 100,000 makes a big difference in the noise level of the crowds. But here we are, weather's still holding out. We may actually be able to get this thing started.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Please join me in prayer. Dear God, thank you so much for this beautiful day. We thank you so much for every healthcare worker and every military person stationed around the world. I pray that you would bless every driver, every team, and every sponsor. I pray that you would bless all the grieving families and give us a reason to smile today. More than that, I ask that you would give us strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. This is my prayer in your sovereign name. Amen.
Here to perform the national anthem, please welcome from the United States Air Force Base at Anacostia Bowling, Washington, D.C., Technical Sergeant Sam Allen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Sam Allen for his performance on the national anthem, and to the United States Air Force Thunderbirds for today's flyover.
Starting to get exciting. Another Daytona. You ready? A minute to the command to start the engine.
Please welcome Trackhouse team co-owner and Grammy Award-winning global superstar, Pitbull.
Drivers, start your engines, let's go!
Listen to that roar! Listen to the roar!
Are you serious?
Makes you want to be up there with them, huh? Oh, that'd be so cool to experience. I'm okay throwing up if I get to experience that sometime. Festivities over, the drivers out getting their warm-up laps, couple of laps, and we will have some green flag racing going on. So far, so good. Just a little bit of stats here for you. The track is 2.5 miles around. We'll race 200 laps, and obviously a total of 500 miles we're going to be watching here, hopefully. So rain will stay away.
One lap to go. Next time they come by, we will be racing in a Great American race.
One lap to go before the green flag drop. They're gonna do a tribute to Dale Earnhardt. Everybody's gonna stand and hold a hand up with 3 fingers up.
Daytona 500, led by Alex
So much power.
picked up the ball and ran with it, and only apparently it's God's wish that Harvick leads lap 3 at Daytona 20 years after.
Oh! Made it all the way to lap 3 and had our first wreck. Was what? Number 15? A medal right there. Okay, so on the first yellow flag, lap 3. Now we're got Newman in 4th place. Clean up those pieces of metal. Oh, that's a big wreck. Oh, 24 and the 48 both taken out. Oh, that is early for such a big wreck. Eight cars total made it through that run. That is a lot of cars taken out. Looks like Hamlin made it through. Looks like Newman may be out. Boy, that is a banged up, burnt up car over there pulling into the pits. I think Newman must be out. He hasn't come around that I've seen, and he's not on the leaderboard. They probably have red flagged this thing, right?
You look at the replay here on your vision screen as the cars work away off turn 2 on the back three. Watch the number 10 inside row. That's carrying on the roll.
Oh!
He got hit from behind right there. Then he missed it. Watch the mud get there. The touch there, but watch. Oh, that's a stop right there.
Series manager Mark Truex Jr. 19. William Byron Stuff Speed Weeks continues on to 24. Another look out at the straight on. Watch the cars from the right side of the screen. Right there, contact David. Both cars are from the outside.
Change the race up. That was a huge wreck early on. Just not that many cars left out here. Took out the... Oh yeah. Yeah, Newman was taken out there. Bowman, which would be Lane's pick. Oh yeah, Newman's all torn up there.
sometimes pure skill. Those two teams have found advantage to excess of 52.
There is a threat of thunderstorm in the area. If you are staying on property, please take the necessary precautions.
Okay, so the race is red flagged. We're on lap 15. The clouds look ominous. And there's a threat of thunderstorm, so they're clearing all the stands. We're all gonna go up underneath the grandstands here, or in the covered area, so that we don't get zapped. And hopefully the race will get going again today, but who knows? Those clouds look pretty ominous. There's a lot of people that are assuming it's going to be over for the night. I think they're right.
Not to mention all the favorite drivers are out.
So I was just walking and I was saying I don't remember how many laps it was last year we got through before we were called for the day, and the guy walking by said 20. So anyways, we made it 15 this year, so I think we're regressing a little bit. They have not called it yet, but there's a big lightning storm happening all around, and so the stands are obviously cleared. It's beautiful, but usually in Florida after the thunder and lightning comes the rain and heavy. Little bit of rain out here now. So as thunderstorms do in Florida, it dumps just tons of rain in, and so it's going to be a long time until the race runs again, if it runs again tonight. So that was a good start to the day. It was exciting, the flyover and the introductions and the start of the race. Just so much power in those cars, and it was pretty awesome again to see it and to experience it. Now we only got 15 laps in today, and we are headed to the car right now as lightning claps, the thunder roars behind me, and the rain pours. Although it's stopped a little bit, but I think we're going to be in for showers for most of the night, so I think they're going to end up calling it. They haven't yet. We're going to head over to the car, get our stuff dry, and just kind of sit and relax, and we can kind of pay attention to the weather and listen to reports of whether they're going to restart it. If they restart it, we'll head back in and catch the rest of the race tonight, or as much as they're going to run. And then if not, we'll come back tomorrow and finish it off tomorrow, hopefully. Although there's rain in the forecast tomorrow too, so we'll have to see. But anyways, good start to the day. Oh, that crash was a bummer though. Like half the drivers, the one Elaine was most rooting for, and I was rooting for Newman, and he's out, and that's sad. It's super sad. Really hoping Newman would do well after the crash last year, but sadly he only made it like 13 laps in. But that's the way it is with NASCAR racing sometimes. Anyways, we'll head to the car. We'll see you guys when we come back. Thank God for rain jackets. This is crazy. These are such big drops. My shorts are sopping wet. I did bring a change though. Got a complete change of clothes in the car. Well guys, here we are again in the car for a Daytona 500, and just a few less laps accomplished this year compared to last year, but I believe they're gonna call this. We didn't stick around up there this year like we did last year, although last year that was kind of enjoyable, seeing the storm brew outside. We actually braved the storm, walked through it, and now we're sitting in the car. We're gonna look up NASCAR Twitter and see if they're going to call it for the day or not. There's about 100% chance of rain between now and about an hour from now, and then it drops down to about 50 and 60% for most of the evening. But I just don't think they're going to get this track dry and that it's going to hold off the rain. So we are going to stay here though for a few minutes, or for as long as it takes for them to call it, I think, so that we don't miss any of the race. We wouldn't want to miss any of the race. But anyways, we're just going to hang out in the car, maybe have some snacks, some water to drink, We parked right by the porta potty, so we're good to go. We are set. Well, they got a little bit of the track drying going on according to their Twitter page, but now it is absolutely pouring down rain again. It's 6 o'clock, and they still haven't called it yet, so they're still trying to hang on for hope, but it's at least an hour to get dry after the rain stops. So we're at least not going to start till 7, although it's supposed to rain from 6 to 7. So I think that I still think that we're probably not going to be racing tonight, but we're hanging out in the car still, comfortably. We're both laid back, took a few minutes nap maybe, had some snacks, had some water to drink. So we are still hanging in there. If I was more dedicated to my craft, I'd go out and get you guys some great shots of the rain coming down over the track and all of that, but I'm sitting in the car nice and warm and dry, so we're gonna just have to watch it from the car. Okay guys, so it's 1 minute till 8 o'clock and we are headed back over to the track. We don't know, there's supposed to be a rainstorm that's supposed to come between 8 and 9. And so we don't know if that's going to come or not, obviously, but we're going to head that way, maybe go scope out some dinner or something to drink or something, and then make our way back over to the track and just keep fingers crossed that it runs tonight. I guess they'll run it pretty late. Somebody said that they'd run it up till even starting it back up at 9:30, 10 or something like that. So if we can somehow avoid this next rainstorm, we might actually be able to get this thing in tonight. A whole bunch of people have left already, and I don't know if they'd come back or not, but we're gonna just kind of enjoy the stretch here. There's some use of LEDs on the truck. We're back in at the Toyota gate. It's just light sprinkles so far. Maybe we're gonna make it tonight, huh? Okay, let's see what's going on in the track right now. See if they're getting anywhere close. The track's actually looking pretty good. Not looking too bad at all on that track. This is a good view though, gives you guys a higher view than where we were sitting. The infield and everything. Okay, so we got nachos, french fries, and a water. And they just made the announcement that the drivers are going to be returning to their cars in about 15 minutes. So, looks like this thing is on for tonight. Here comes the race official. They mentioned that they were going to be starting it at 9. And then in the background, I don't know if you guys could just see that right there, but the thunderstorm is brewing back over there. So we'll see. We'll see, but so far so good. They haven't made an announcement that we need to clear the stands yet. Those were our seats right down there last year. Much better view higher up on the start finish line. We're really wishing we had those, but we understand the need to move people around. Elaine getting a picture of last year's Cup champion, Chase Elliott there, the 9 car. Cheer went up as the drivers started their engines. Back to yellow flag. Getting ready to start this thing. So they still have track dryers out as they're running this thing under yellow. Pulling out the green flag. 5 hour and 40 minute delay, and we got green flag coming out next lap. Chase Elliott's going to start first here. Led last lap, was the first lap he's led of the race, I think. And so 5 hours and 40 minutes later about, we are going to get this thing underway again. Here we go. The delayed wind from these cars is amazing. It was about like 3 seconds after they pass, you just get blasted with wind and dust. Got some beat up cars out there, but we're gonna go back to green flag racing here in just a minute. We got one lap of yellow here, and then we'll go back right to green. So Hamlin won the first stage as fog is rolling in now. And it's, what time is it? 10 o'clock, just after 10 o'clock. Back in our seats for the next stage. What we did was we just stood up by the start finish line. We stood up by the start finish line to get you guys some view and so we can see a little better as it was going. Most of that first stage was in yellow. I'd say probably half of it was in yellow. And the rest was pretty much a single file racing. So not the most exciting first stage, but except for the one big wreck that was pretty much single file there, at least when we got back started. But here we go, we're going to be starting up stage 3. With a whole lot of beat up cars that are doing a good job of staying in it. Quick splash of fuel for Chase Elliott, and a quick pit stop puts him out in first. So let's see, 21 laps in stage 2, and Chase Elliott's leading the Daytona 500. Oh no! Bill led about 20 laps and he just got involved in that wreck. So close. They're having a hard time getting the tire put out. It's been on fire. Pretty good sized fire going on there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. I probably can't zoom too much on that.
That flattened right side quarter panel. Axle issue.
Turned off the car.
Wow, what a scary sight that was. Quick signal to the team, and they were just like, oh, we're doing a good stop with the right side tire. But yeah, it's not Halloween. That is on fire and it's flaming. It's not good. And when they got to the car, it really erupted as it came to a stop. Great work by the safety crew to get that fire extinguished for Gralla and that first time effort for Color Racing in the Cup Series here at Daytona.
Alongside NASCAR Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace.
Where's they got the driver out? Oh, he's gonna go back out on it. Okay then.
It's smoke.
It's smoking. I don't know about that. I don't know that that was a good idea.
They're going to be turn number 4 for Chaz Gralla, so no doubt he'll have to head back to the pit lane.
All right, Puss, to get ready because that car, again, on fire and headed back towards you, and I know they've got the fire extinguishers.
Come on, come up the top side. Come on, push, Elliott, push, push, push.
Flag flying into start finish line
Denny Hamlin racking up all kinds of points, wins the second stage also, so he won the first stage and the second stage. Let's see. Of interest, Chase Elliott is fourth currently.
In that stage, showing the strength.
That stage was a little more battle-y than the others, but still a lot of just single file racing.
Second half of the top 10 as they came across the line.
Lane's not happy with that outcome.
McDowell, Kyle Larson finished 8th, as you mentioned.
So that puts us into the final stage, and it's shaping up to be a pretty tight race.
Thursday night, Bubba Wall says, I've got lots
Who do you think's gonna win?
Super Speedway racing tonight. He put a move on. Didn't quite work the way he wanted to, but he still came
I say Chase Elliott.
aggressive move to try to get the stage.
Chase Elliott's going to win the thing.
3 wide. They can race more than single.
Actually, Hamlin
Quick math. The top
Hamlin is racing really well today, winning those first two stages. Every time there's an important move, he shuts it down if he's up front.
Or you'll miss that right across.
It's about 11:15 at night as we're going to be starting stage 3 here in a couple of minutes, and it is like 58 degrees out. It is chilly out here, a very damp 58 degrees. Hamlin, Harvick, and Chase Elliott all seem to be running really well today. And I think it's going to come down to a pretty close battle with those guys. Just after midnight, we've got, what, 15 laps left to go. It's freezing out here. It's about 55 degrees. Joey Logano's in the lead with 50 laps. Oh. Oh. Logano's blocking Keselowski. Here they come around for. There's a wreck. Oh! Oh, a big wreck with fire. Whoa! 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 Oh, that is. Oh, that car is torn up. Another massive wreck at the end of a Daytona 500, 2 years in a row.
And then all the marbles on the table. It's Logano, Keselowski, McDowell, down on the inside lane. Kevin Harvick trying to organize a run. Here comes Dylan diving to the bottom of the racetrack. Austin Dillon dives to the bottom of the racetrack. Here's Keselowski. Keselowski's in line. On the final lap of the Daytona 500. The safety crews are on the scene.
The smoke is just coming at us here heavy.
Busch car, I see the Brad Keselowski car. Safety crews on the scene for both cars and both drivers over here in turns 3 and 4.
All right, Mike, stay there for just a bit. Kyle, stay put for just a bit.
It's Keselowski and Busch over there.
The driver that came across the line, and we did see the yellow flag and the checkered flag flying. We can also see, to the booth to our left, that they are looking at this frame by frame to determine when the yellow light came on who was the driver out front. We can tell you that they were 3 wide, very, very close to that moment, including Michael McDowell. How big could this be for Michael McDowell, Glendale, Arizona, the 36-year-old driver who represents one of the smaller teams, one of the guys that we talk about, the team on the backside of the garage, not one of the super teams. Could it be Michael McDowell? Could it be Chase Elliott? Or might it be Austin Dillon? They were racing
McDowell
as they came off turn number 4.
Again,
Chase Elliott or Dillon?
To the winner of the Daytona 500
So it is not who finishes across the finish line in this situation. It's whoever was in the lead when the yellow came out. So they're looking back at it.
Race fans, unofficial word.
Michael McDowell has won the Daytona 500.
Yeah, it's always the people opposite.
Michael McDowell has won the Daytona 500.
Well, and it's not a bait.
Well, that was fiery. Smokey got it inside there.
One of the smaller teams, the underdog, somehow, some way has found a way to become a Daytona 500 champion. 20 years ago, it was Waltrip. 10 years ago, it was Payne. Today, it's Michael McDowell.
The poor guy shooting that off. He's getting buried in it.
Chasing the checkered flag. His first
Here he comes to get the checkered flag.
Front Row Motorsports went 1-2 at Talladega. Tops it all. Michael McDowell has won the Daytona 500. We'll hear from him shortly. When he gets that helmet off, you better let him know in fans. We've seen history. A first-time winner, NASCAR. Michael McDowell's got the helmet off, fans. Give it up for McDowell, the winner, the champion of the Daytona 500.
Series, Michael. Your first career win. You're a Daytona 500 champion.
I just can't believe it. Just gotta thank God. So many years just grinding it out, hoping for an opportunity like this. Gotta thank Love's Travel Stop, Speedco, Bob Jenkins for giving me this opportunity. I'm so thankful. Such a great way to get a first victory at Daytona.
Did he wreck out? Oh, poor bitch.
That's a lot of fireworks.
That was his.
Okay, that's good for tonight. So, we got the Daytona 500 and in one day this time, almost. It's about 12:30, almost 6 hours of rain delay. And, but we finished. First time winner, defined again by a big crash on the final lap. Big fiery crash, but this time I don't think anybody was injured like Newman was last year. Also, we had that right before the rain delay, we had that big crash that took out what, about 15 people, and Newman was one of those, and that was super sad because I wanted to see him do well after his crash last year. But about 55 degrees out here, freezing cold, but we got it in basically one day. We'll probably get back to the room by 3-ish. Yeah, 2 or 3, right? We'll get back to the room, and it was a good day. So join us, hopefully, in Bristol, Tennessee for the race in March. It's on a dirt track. That should be really interesting. We'll see. We've got tickets, but there's going to be less people, less fans there than they originally planned on because of COVID. So join us there. We'll put a video out for that one if we're there.